Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering web series Bondage. That was created and has been created by Mr. Carlton T. Clay. This is season 3, episode 5. I do appreciate everyone for coming to my channel and in support of me. I asked for a favor if you could like this video, and if you are new to this channel, welcome, and you can subscribe. And you can leave your comments below. I do want to promote. This is episode 5, so we got one more episode, and then season 4 is going to be coming in live. It's going to be debuting in early January. I think it's January 1st or 2nd. But we'll be able to binge 3 episodes of the new season live. I'm excited because I get to review this in a more live setting than me reviewing this years prior. So I'm happy to see the conclusion and see where it goes. Hopefully you'll join me. I have all the information in my description below of where you can find all of this information. You can also check out Mr. Carlton T. Clay's social medias, and you can find out information from there. Let's get into this episode. Okay, so we start off with Bond going to confront Lorenzo after Roxanne shows up at his house to say how gutter snipe Lorenzo is. And he asks, what the F did you do to my sister? Lorenzo pulls out a gun, and Bond was like, we were boys. What in the world has happened? And Lorenzo says, that's dead. Whatever we had before, and soon you will too. Now, Lorenzo, since he was your biggest attribute to the business that you try to run, sir, I know you're not going to try to kill him for real, but in your last days, you are quite unhinged at this point. And you went from your addictions of popping pills to now you just gone to straight coke. It is just like, okay. So right now you are unpredictable, and maybe you will kill or unalive Bond. Basically, there's this self-destruction that's going on with Lorenzo, and he's falling apart. As much as I don't even think that how I'm viewing things, and I'll probably get into more of that in episode 6, Lorenzo really couldn't handle this position that he stole from his mom. But we'll get into that in the next episode. So, Lorenzo still has the gun pointed at Bond and just says, any last words, ninja? And Bond said, do what you gotta do. So, Lorenzo comes in and he tries to stop, Jamal comes in and he tries to stop Lorenzo from unaliving Bond. And Lorenzo was like, you ain't got nothing to do with this. What are you doing? Then Jamal yells out, Bond is my brother. We find out that Marcus Bond had been creeping. Yeah. And Lorenzo was like, shut the F up. And Bond was like, wait. So both of you guys knew? Basically, and then Lorenzo wants to take a dig, gonna say that your daddy was a hoe. Jamal was like, look, I can't have my brothers warring against each other. So, I think how it is, Jamal is Bond's brother, and Lorenzo is Jamal's brother. I'm just not sure if, at this point, if Bond and Lorenzo are brothers. Because it looks like possibly they have 2 daddies. Yeah, gotta have 2 daddies, because that's the only one. Yeah, that's the only one that Aretha is going to acknowledge as the side baby. Jamal. And Lorenzo tells Jamal that you need to pick a side. And Bond said, I'm gonna pick it for you. And he leaves. From Jamal, he says that Miss Aretha knew about him. And from that point when Bond leaves, now Lorenzo wants to point the gun at Jamal because he told a family secret that should not have been told to Bond. In the next scene, we got Paul with his daughter and basically apologizing to her about not being there for her growing up. He hugs her and it's just like sweet potato pie. Anita comes in and she says that she really wants to talk to Jackie again, but Jackie says no. At this point, she is wanting to develop a relationship with her father, Paul, after being deceived by her mother as to who he is. And still, Anita's like, I really need to talk to you. You don't know what you don't know. But anyways, Jackie's not trying to hear it. So Lorenzo and Jamal, they talk. Why couldn't you keep your mouth shut? Lorenzo to Jamal. He says that I deserve your loyalty. And he ends up confessing to often their mother. Again, Lorenzo was ready to unalive Jamal after him saying all the things that he's done for Jamal, He points the gun at Jamal, and also Jamal is saying as what Lorenzo was threatening to do. Do what you got to do towards me if you got to kill me. You know, it's just like, do it. Then Lorenzo just says, get the F out. So Jamal's life has been spared and Bond's life has been spared. Back at the house of Bond's house, or Miss Aretha's house, I don't know who. Roxanne and Bond, they talk. You know, she said she apologizes for not listening, and also blaming him for why she was not able to talk with their mom or see their mom off before she passed away. And they just make a pact to move forward. They reminisce about their mom, and they want to do something to honor their mom. And Bond said, you look, how you can honor mom is doing something. Get your education, do something, get out of this town. Bond goes and gives her money. It says, do something with your life. That's going to be the best honor that you could ever do. So from that point, it looks like Roxanne is gone from maybe the show before the season. But she gets up on out of there, and I think that that's the best decision ever. So we head back to, I guess, Paul's office or whatever. Anita shows up and talks to Paul after Jackie has left. And she says, you think you are so GD slick. If you know what GD means, you know what that is, because this is YouTube friendly streets over here. Did you tell your daughter that you are a PE me? It's like, oh, so this is what's up. So Jackie is a R baby out of all this time, which is probably going to give us insight as to why Anita treated Jackie the way that she did. So Paul is very remorseful and says, if I could go back. And Anita said, you can't go back. The damage has been done. Like, admit it. Say the words. And he ended up saying, I argue. So as Jackie comes in, she's in disbelief as to what she's actually hearing. Well, and I won't say disbelief, but she's, I guess, emotional about what she's hearing, because it's disoriented information, because it's like, oh my God. So this man who just came back into my life is now the man that R-ed my mom, and now I'm here because of him. He's trying to talk to Jackie, Paul is, but all of a sudden Anita, she finds some type of thing to stab Paul and said, stay away from my daughter. It's just like someone snapping. And I'm sure that everything that she's been holding in on the inside for all these years came out at this moment. A, because Paul finally admitted to what he did to her. And then also, finally, after all this time, she wants to protect her daughter against this dude that's coming in here acting like he's Superman. So she ends up stabbing him multiple times. Like, basically, she snapped. Like the Wii TV show Snap. That's her. Then later on, we find out that Anita is arrested. So Bond and Jamal finally talk. Bond found Aretha's diary, and it does say that she met Marcus's other son. I guess she was journaling some things that were going on in her life. I think some people do, especially when you have is it life-risking health issues going on. You will journal, or I think it is recommended that you do. We see a flashback, and we see when she actually met Jamal, and she told Jamal, like, promise me that you won't tell Bond until I'm gone. I don't want him to have to handle anything else. So I think possibly Jamal and Aretha met up whenever she got the news that her cancer was back. That's my guess. At least I'm putting that in my mind. And I'm sure that she had to tell her son about what was going on with her cancer, and she didn't want that extra weight on him. So later on, Jamal, he visits Lorenzo. I'm kind of out of order because I went on ahead and just let you know that Anita got arrested. Jamal got into Lorenzo's home, and he said, how did you get up in here? And he said, I picked the lock. Jamal says, you asked me to pick a side, and I did. And from there, we don't know what side he picked, but we're going to find out a little bit later. Bond is having a conversation with, we're getting a narration of, he's looking over his life, and he says, you know what, I have myself in bondage. I think that he was about to self-pleasure himself, but he ended up stopping himself. For once, from what we've seen documented of his life since season 1. He says, I have to face who I truly am, and I have to forgive myself. We find out that Detective Liam Bishop sent over this video. I wrote down Paulette Devereaux, and I don't remember why. Unfortunately, I forgot. I'll remember it by episode 6. I apologize. Bond was sent a video, and then he goes down to the police station and talks to the detective. He confesses to being a part of the escorting business, and also for the unaliving of Miss Lily Nolan. That one girl that was trying to pin him for the unaliving of her husband. So it looks like Bond is being arrested, and I'm like, well, what's gonna happen in episode 6? Everybody going to jail, and all we got out is who? Lorenzo, Winston, and Jamal. Roxanne left, good. So we're gonna see what happens in the finale of season 3. Hopefully you guys have a great holiday. Come back during the week. I'll be having some reviews up, not the same ones as most of my shows are going to be going on holiday break, but anyways, still get in tune for season 4. And until my next video, peace.